Get out of here, Fox News ad.
Hello. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Let's get this light down some. It's better. Excuse me. All right. How do I want to do this? So we are going to do a bit of a different stream tonight. Not like too much different. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary for what I would do. But it's not just video game. So it is video game themed. So let me make sure this is working. That's right. So we're gonna start with some coding, but my IDE is frozen. That's awkward. Okay. That doesn't happen often. So let me get that working again. And then we'll get started. Open PyCharm. Okay. This, and this. Go over there. Okay. Let's see. Aquila, thank you very much for the 35-month resub. And more Fox News ads for you. Alright. So here we are. So this is my Magic the Gathering coding project thing. That started off as a small idea and then kind of grew a little bit out of control. So basically what this does is it allows me to keep track of all of the decks that I have printed. Since I don't want to, I try to be like as efficient as possible with my deck proxying process in terms of supplies that goes into it. So I don't want to ever have to print more than 8 copies of a single card, because usually I play with either Best Mod or some of my other friends, and so we both only will ever need 4 copies of a non-basic card. And so what these files do is just a bunch of functions that I've written that do various things, and it all comes together to create these JSON files, which basically keeps track of all the cards that I have printed and how many of them I have printed in what I call a gauntlet. So the gauntlet being just the collection of all of the cards that I use. And so with these cards, I can build every one of these decks that you see here on the left. I can build any 2 of these at a time. So if I want to play let's say this Boros mouse aggro deck, and my opponent wants to play, oh, my charm doesn't want to open that one, this Gruul aggro deck. Don't know why that PNG is not working. That's weird. Where'd my explorer go? We can build both of those decks, and so you can pick out any two of them from this list, and I will have the cards ready to go to use those. And so in order to be able to do all of that, I have all of these various functions to do a bunch of things. And one of the main things that I have played around with is the idea of creating these pictures, so these, you know, visual spoilers, so I can look at a deck and quickly see, okay, what cards are in it, how many copies of each card, and you can see marked at the bottom, the name of the deck, and here the colors that are present in the deck. So let's see. So yeah, this was just a fun personal project that kind of blew up. But let's see. So I want to work on this some tonight. So the main idea that I had tonight is I wanted to be able to start storing lists of decks that are not printed yet, because every one of these lists here, so all of these text files, these are decks that I have already printed and they are added into the gauntlet, and I'm keeping track of the existence of each of those cards. But there's often times where I want to hold on to a deck list, but I have not yet had a chance to print it out yet, and so I don't want it to get mixed in with the rest of the gauntlet, but I still want to have the list somewhere in my project, and I want to be able to make pictures of it. So like this is an example of a deck that I was playing on Arena today, and I would like to print this eventually, but I have not had a chance to yet. I just started playing it today. I've been away from home most of today, so I haven't had time to sit down and proxy it up yet. But I want to store this somewhere in my project. So that's kind of the thing that I was thinking about that I want to work on today. And then with this kind of project, I kind of just start doing things and stuff gets a little bit messy. I've done a okay job with organizing things into multiple files. So I have a bunch of different functions in this MTG tools. It's over 350 lines long. Where I have a lot of the tools that the gauntlet uses stored in separate files, and then this file was supposed to be sort of like the Python file that pulls everything together, but it also became my landing page for testing new things. Like one of the things I was working on a little while ago was a sort of hashing method of storing not deck lists, but deck objects. So I create a deck object when I run all this. Creating, it's actually this. So this is a magic MTG deck object. So creating this deck object is a little bit cumbersome because it's got more going on than really is necessary. But that's okay. I'm not looking out for, you know, efficiency is not my priority. But I did learn is that as I was getting more and more of these deck objects, if I were to recreate a deck object every single time I wanted to run my program, it started to get really slowed down as I've got over 20 decks here. And so what I did is that I created some hashing code so that I would create the deck object and then sort of store the memory of that object in a Python readable fashion into this directory. And so then when the program goes to create the deck objects, it checks, well, is this deck already stored in memory in my program here? If it is, then it just reads in that file, which is much faster than creating the object from scratch. So that's what all this does, is it goes through and let's see, so this is creator load deck. So it looks for the cache directory that I've named deck cache. And then ensures that that is a directory. And then, so this, let's see, I haven't looked at this in a couple of weeks. So this takes the raw text file, which I call raw deck. So each one of my decks starts off as a text file, which is simply just the name of the deck, what version. So I have multiple versions of the same deck. This was to prevent like recreation of the same deck. Let's say I had like a deck and I wanted to change like 2 or 3 cards. Then I would create a second version. I don't need to create that entire deck again just for the 2 or 3 card change, because chances are you're only going to be playing one of the 2 versions at a time. So I have this version system to prevent a lot of duplication in the creation process. And so then all the cards, and then how many cards, how many of each card is in the deck. So anyways, this is a raw deck, just a pure text file. So what it does is it hashes down the raw deck using the some built-in, or not built-in, but like imported hash functions that Python has. And then it checks to see, it uses the hash as part of the file name. So each one of these decks has its hash in its file name. And so then it says, okay, well, is this deck already cached in my directory? So is that hash existent in one of the files in this file? If it is, then just load it in from the cache. If it's not, then go through and actually build the deck from scratch and then save it to the cache. Where is this? New deck saved to cache. I guess this is built in. Yeah, so this is built in. So this load from cache actually goes through and loads. So in Python, there's this package called pickle. Don't ask me where the naming convention for pickle comes from. I guess it's like pickling food, storing it in jars. I don't know. So you can load in a pickled file, which is what these things are, or you could pickle a file, which is what pickle.dump does, which creates the file. So this is saying, no, if it's a new deck, then it needs to be saved as the cache and everything. But anyways, what's this one do? Build deck lists. Text files, text. Yeah, so this is just what it goes through. It goes through all of the text files and says, read in the current deck, go through and, read in the information, and then create or load the deck. So this is either create it from scratch or load it from cache. And then I append it to a list, and then I return all of the decks. And then this one, what this does is it updates all of the visuals. So it goes through all of the decks and it creates these visual spoilers. So if I want to load a bunch of decks and get all of the pictures up to date, then I run this file or this function. This one's not efficient because it creates pictures for decks that have already been created. I don't have a way set up yet to prevent that inefficiency. So yeah, these are sort of the core Gauntlet files. And then this is me just reading in a arbitrary deck text file that just sits in the main directory. Where are you? Alphabetical order, sorry. So this is this one that I was playing earlier on Arena. So if I'm just playing around with stuff, I don't want to mess with the main gauntlet, I'll just throw it into this deck.txt and then I can kind of play around with it in sort of its own little sandbox. So I read the deck.txt file, created a deck object with it, and then I created the spoiler, the visual spoiler for it. It says visual spoiler v2. I have two versions of the visual spoiler. So I guess the first version didn't make this file yet. He used to have one where it was like the cards were like stacked on top of each other. Here, I could show you. Like if I had the same card or something, then it would be like 1, 2, 3. But I liked being able to see the entire card rather than just seeing like the names of the cards. So that's why I switched to the second version, which I like a lot more. So again, where is all this stuff useful? Well, it's useful because I can put all this on the BS Hammer website. So I have these deck lists that are amongst the ones that I have proxied up and everything. And if you click view image here, then it shows that visual spoiler. Or if you just want to see the list as it is, got a lot of inspiration from MTG Goldfish and how they do things. And got nice little hoverovers. So these are all the decks that I have printed in Duskmorn. I actually have all of my lists, but I need to update the website still. The website doesn't have anything pre-Duskmorn. I had to do some changes and I haven't gotten around to updating the old stuff. So right now it just has all the Duskmorn standard legal stuff. Doesn't have the older sets yet. I've got like, I don't know, like 15 decks down here. But these are all the new stuff, which is what is always fun to play. So here, yeah. So this is like 2 different Jeskai Rune decks. I'm not going to... I mean, I could if I really wanted to, but I don't really want to have both versions of these readily available. This was like the first Jeskai Rune deck that I tried, that I got from Saffron Olive over at MTG Goldfish, and then I found a deck list from one of Steve Favretto's Junior's viewers, submitted a Rune deck list that I really liked. And so this is the updated version that I use, and I like this one a lot better. I probably won't ever play this one again, but I don't want to get rid of it. It's nice to have, just in case. All right, so that's an overview of kind of what this project is. So let's do some coding. Later I want to clean this stuff up, but that's a future Hammer problem. All right. So what do I... So first let's make a... Let's make a directory. What do I want to call this? Pre-gauntlet? Call it pre-gauntlet checklists. So these are going to be decks that are possibly eventually going to be made into a proxied list, but not yet. So let's see, deck.text. Let's take this deck and create a text file. We'll call it 5-color line mutation .txt and pop that in there. Okay. So then, I already have. Wait, why didn't this get a V1? Oh, I see. That's fine. Just curious. Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Like as I'm speaking to you, you can't hear me? Oh yeah, so you can hear me. Does that all look good? Size and everything? Okay. Just making sure. What's that?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Alright. Let's see. Mustache is itchy. Alright, so there's that deck. Then let's see, what other decks have I played that I want to let's see. I want this deck. Maybe it would be easier actually to do this here. So let's see. I want this deck. Export. Thank you. A lot of desktops. Just like this. That's fine. Alright. So what is this? This is what, head shredder? Is that the... Yeah, so we'll call that Sultai Head Shredder. File Sultai Edge. Here. I spelled shredder correctly. Is it 2Ds? Yeah. .txt. So let's see. Sultai Hedge Shredder version 1, and then I don't need all of this that comes with the export, unfortunately. Probably a quicker way to do this, but whatever. Oops. that one. It's here. What else? This domain deck. Yeah. I have a domain deck, maybe 2 domain decks. But none that are Duskborn Eagle. The Overlord of the Hauntwood or whatever it's called. This is 4-color domain. 4-color domain Duskborn. The Overlord of the Hauntwood was a really great addition to the domain deck, since you get that you get that land that's every basic land type at the same time. Gives you domain instantly. This one's a little shorter. Let's see, Get Lost, Edge Maze, Lush Portico, Meticulous Archive, Overlord of the Mistmoors, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. The Overlords are such great cards. I really like them. I think that they're strong, they're balanced, and they're really fun to include in a lot of different decks. Alright, what else we got? Oh, what is that deck I was playing earlier? Oh no, I already got that. That one was the A-Line Mutation, yeah. This deck was fun. It was Viper. So this one is a red-black deck that the centerpiece is this Rottenmouth Viper. So you can sacrifice non-land permanents to reduce the cost of its of casting it. And then it's whenever it enters or attacks, you put a blight counter on it, and then for each blight counter, each opponent loses 4 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. So it's this like ever-growing threat that like really like when it comes down, even like the turn it enters, it starts to become really difficult to deal with unless you have removal for it. But the idea of this deck is that most of the cards that you play in it, you get some sort of merit for removing it. So sacrificing Disturbing Mirth, sacrificing Hopeless Nightmare, sacrificing the cursed enchantment off of Spiteful Hexmage, sacrificing Clockwork Percussionist. All of these things have some sort of benefit of being removed from the battlefield. And so then you can get a Viper out on like turn 3. May not turn 3. Actually, no, you can get it on turn 3 because you can go turn 1, 1 drop, turn 2, 2 1 drops, turn 3, 3 lands, 3 targets to sacrifice. So you can get this out on turn 3. And so it can be really threatening very quickly. Let's call this Rakdos Sacrifice Viper. Since that's what it is, it's a sacrifice deck. All right. Foot Freebooter, Sulphur Springs, Urbrask's Forge, Final Vengeance, Clockwork Percussionist, Disturbing Mirth. What is a Mirth? Never heard of that word before. Okay. So now, let us let me think. So these are that. Gauntlet. This path. Let's see what we call this. See which decks. I'll default it to Gauntlet. Else. And then if they put the caches in the deck cache, like it's okay if they're all grouped into that one folder. It's the caches I don't have to play around with those. They're once they do their thing, then I can leave it alone. I should probably call this, well, no, we'll just leave it like that. What about this? And then the same thing with the visuals. I don't mind the visuals getting thrown into the same directory. So I think I can get rid of my exit. Yes, I did. I think what I can do is I can say build deck lists. I'll just say pre-gauntlet and then update Lisa. And in theory, this should run. Why are you mad? This is the wrong folder. Let's stop this. Exit. I don't want it to run any of the code below that. Okay, so this is, so here you can see that creating a deck and saving the cache. Deck's never been built before, so it's not in the cache, so it has to create it from scratch, and then it will save it to the cache. So little output to kind of give me an idea of what is happening. I guess I could move OBS over here. I'm not using the screen. It's weird seeing OBS right in front of me. Why is this not updated? I've been streaming more than 15 minutes. Okay, so all the stuff's done. So we can check this out. So deck images. Here, we can get rid of this one. Refactor. So we have our Leyline deck. We have, let's see, Rakdos Sacrifice Viper. Doesn't have a whole lot of different cards. Let's see, where was it? Four-color Duskmourn, four-color Domain Duskmourn. We can call it Duskmourn because, like, domain's changed. Every new set that's came out since I got back into Magic, Domain changes ever so slightly. And I have this Domain deck. What are you from? You are pre-Bloomborough because you have new Capenna lands. You have Murders at Karloff Manor, but I don't see any OTJ. So this was pre OTJ domain. Shiny Meloetta for completing my Scarlet Violet decks. Did you not already have a... I thought you had already completed it. You're not even playing Pokemon. What are you doing? I'm so confused. Is it new? Those games came out like a decade ago. That's okay. All right. Let me move this over. So I have notes to myself. Because some of this is a process. Well, like the website stuff is a process. This was the one we had to turn around and Sepia in that field. Yeah, I remember the Pokemon. That was annoying because we had to spin in a circle for like 20 seconds or something. Okay. So we need to... Well, we gotta make the HTML. Oh boy. How do I do that? Where is my HTML function? Back to HTML. I hope this is correct still. I have a feeling this is not correct anymore. Yeah, this is not included anymore. So that's the after deck header. Okay. So comment this out. So this is a bunch of nonsense that takes my deck object and creates the HTML code for me. And it is a pain in the butt. So deck to HTML. So we're gonna do this one at a time. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to do this. We don't need this anymore. For deck and pre-gauntlet decks. Oops, I just hit the wrong hotkey. It's printed, right? Yeah. So deck, 2 HTML, deck, print. Let's do just a bunch of new lines. Python, MTG Gauntlet, HTML. Okay, this should in theory work. Cool. So should be able to take this HTML. Let's cut it. Forgot what it was. This is 5 color ley line of mutation. Okay. Here, how about we start by just copying this? I want to get better at this process. .html. Because right now it's like very delicate. So we save that. Now we need the image. Give me 1 second. Make that go away for a second while I open up another directory. Documents. Where the hell's documents? There it is. Code projects, MTG Gauntlet. Okay, I can bring this back. Just have to be careful with opening up new windows and stuff. All of this code is on my personal computer, so there's a lot of information on here that I don't want you all to see. What am I thinking? I'm thinking I need images. Assets, MTG decks. These are images. Thank you. Deck images. Okay, so this is 5 color ley line mutation. Copy. Paste. Cool. Okay, so I have that. So I've generated the HTML. I've added the image to the repo. Added the deck to the repo. I need the... Okay, so now I need to go down here. So this is the JavaScript to read in the HTML file. called this. Read that in. Read that in. Save. And then put it here. Put that there. So then copy this. Paste that. So that goes there. And this is 5 color, a line of mutation. And then this is, what colors are these? White, blue, black, green. Everything but red. White, blue, black, green. I think that's everything. Yeah. Alright, cross your fingers. Push that up to get. Why is it taking so long? Push! Alright. Now, watch that. So basically what it is, I added all the information that I needed for this deck to the website repository. That repository lives on my BS Hammer GitHub, and then GitHub, so it's a GitHub Pages is the what it's called. So GitHub allows you to, you can use it as like a web hosting thing if you create a repo in a certain way. So this is going through and building the website that I just updated. So website's built, now it's doing some sort of status thing, and then it will deploy. And then hopefully, if I did everything correct, I haven't done this in a while, so I don't remember exactly all of the steps. But hopefully, if this is all good, then we should see the deck appearing on the website. All right. Let's see, 5 color landline mutation. All right, so all this looks good. The image button is not there. This all looks good. Oh, it's using the old image structure. Okay. So I had to play with the view image stuff. This mod helped me with that. So let's take one that we know works. Open these side by side. Okay. So all of this is different. So source. Alright, so we have this button stuff. Do I have to create the button? This is all navbar. Where is the JavaScript that does the button stuff? Navbar, footer. Okay, so it is these things. Deck ID. Okay. So we're gonna have to change that Python code. I don't know if I have it in me to change that Python code tonight though. So let's take this, copy this. That's all going to go here. Okay. So let us from here that goes there, 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 and there. Let us re-push to get. That's gonna take a little bit. Maybe we can start looking at the Python. So these, how many tabs is it? Looks like it's 2. This should have been 2. Not that it matters. I'll delete it, but so Yeah. Maybe we can get this fixed real quick. Maybe this won't be as bad as it sounds. I believe the pain is all of these quotes. So this is going to be deck name. Oh, that's gonna go away too, right? This is going away. This is deck name. Oops. Crap. This is deck name. Then we need print, quote, triple tab, close image, print, double tag, oops, the button down, then this line, double tab, paste, escape character, escape character, escape character. This is going to be deck name, escape character, escape character. Escape, escape, deck name, escape, escape, escape. Okay. Then we need this button line. Double tab, paste that in. Escape, escape. Nope. Escape the wrong one. There we go. Escape. So basically all of these quotes, these double quotes, you have to, because we want this to be like actually printed into the on the screen. Oh. And you have to make Python know, oh, this quote isn't part of the string, like part of the Python syntax. It's the literal quote that needs to be printed. And so you put this slash in front of the quote to tell Python, hey, this is not syntax, this is part of the thing that you are trying to print onto the screen. And so that's why you have to put these slashes here. So that Python knows that it's not part of its syntax. Okay, I think that's working now. I think that's everything that needed to be updated. All right, let's check to see. Okay, so it's broken. Why is it broken? The button is there, but the image is broken. Did I get the name of the deck wrong? Oh, I have a double V1. I don't know why that happened. Okay. What's that actually? Okay, so that should work. And the Python should be good now. So we'll actually rerun this. And get the new Python script for the other 3 decks. Never rewrote Python script for the new view button syntax. But I think I just got it working. I have to try it out. Well, it's loading now. Yeah, there it goes. So delete all of that. So what is this next deck? This is Rakdos Sacrifice Viper. Oh, I'm missing some tabs. How many tabs is this supposed to have? 1, 2? Let's go ahead and rerun that. Just to make sure. It's minor, but I like to try and keep things as clean as possible in terms of like white spacing and stuff. So here, this is since we're looking at it, this is a deck HTML file. So that I don't have a single HTML file that's a million lines long. Each deck has its own file, which was actually a headache because you can't just use raw HTML to read, like to import HTML files. So I had to use JavaScript in each deck because I don't know of a better way. Each deck has its own 4 lines of JavaScript that says, hey, go grab this file so that I can use it later. So then when I come here, all of the decks are only 2 lines long into the main HTML file. So this is the code that tells the website how to open the visual spoiler. And then this is where all the cards are stored. And the magic here is the Scryfall links. So the cards CSS class has the hovering feature that allows us to be able to, here, let me refresh and check if it's working now. It's still not working. Why isn't it working? But being able to hover over and see what the card does, like MTG Goldfish does. Why is this not working? Really, this is working. Sometimes it caches. Yeah, it's working. Sometimes it. That's one of the things I hate about trying to check and test the website stuff, is that it caches things. And so even if I refresh the web page, it's still like cached the broken version. And so if I open up an incognito window, then it doesn't have anything cached. I can say, oh, it is working. Super dumb, super annoying, but whatever. Okay, next deck. So this one is Rakdos Sacrifice Viper. So let's grab the name. Pardon? Here, buddy. Okay. He's more interested in what mom's doing. All right. New file. .html. I'm going to take all of this and we're going to plop it in here. Then we come down here to the JavaScript. Create that. Grab the name. Come up here. Actually, this one will be better. Come there. Oh, you going to bed? Good night. Okay. That goes there. That goes there. Color icons are good. That all looks good. This looks good. Save that. Save that. Now we just want to grab the image from where to where. Pick images. Damn it, no, quit doing that. Copy. Why does it keep copying there? That's dumb. Okay, whatever. We'll just drag and drop. It removes it from the old file, but it can get recreated, no problem. Okay. I think that's it. We got the JavaScript, we got the image, we got the HTML, all of that's good. So this deck we'll check to see is the Python script updating it correctly, or creating the button correctly, since I had to remake the button syntax. If this works, then everything is working, and then I can do the other two decks, no problem. So let's take a look and watch this spin its wheels for a second, and then if it's working, I'm gonna take a quick stand-up break. We'll do the other two decks, and then we shall yeah, we'll do the other two decks, and then sooner or later we will play Age of Empires. Let's see. message people. Okay, it's built. It is doing a thingy. Now it should be deploying. Deploy faster. Okay. Refresh. Taskborn standard. Factor sacrifice. What the hell? Okay. It's almost broken. Looks like I don't have my tags in the right place. So this one was good, right? Yeah, that one's good. That's fine. Oh, I never opened up. I never closed this div. No, that's fine. This div shouldn't have closed here. All the divs are closed, right? I'm closing something early, it looks like. How did this not break anything? Oh, it did break it. It 100% broke it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're just showing me the change. Okay. Because this is supposed to... Yeah. Okay. So I added an extra div ending command. Wasn't supposed to. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to be there. Okay. It is built. It is going.